news at this hour. Reports from
Hello, and welcome to the 9th episode of XCOM Enemy Unknown. By now, we've all seen this footage again and again. The aliens are exterminating us like vermin. No one knows why, but the soldiers from XCOM, they're not particularly worried about motives. They're on their way to Marseille right now, putting their lives on the line to stop it. So stay tuned and you'll be able to follow their every move.
France is sending an urgent mission request.
This is not a particularly boisterous or cocky crew to begin with, and today they are even more subdued than normal. They don't seem scared, there's just a quiet resolve to do what needs to be done. And more than ever, all of us hope they're up to the job. But enough of that. We're coming in for a landing, and it looks like the main battle will take place on what's left of a highway. As they disembark, they are all business. We've been told that 18 civilians are trapped here, and the concern is that the aliens will kill each and every one just as soon as they can find them. Obviously, the soldiers do not want that to happen. Because of that, there's going to be a tendency for them to push forward faster than they safely can. The commander has made it clear to them that getting themselves killed will not help anyone, and they're under strict orders to maintain discipline in their formations. It didn't take long to find the first hostiles on this mission, and the soldiers waste no time in opening fire. One of those two floaters was killed in the barrage. The other is behind that SUV in the upper left portion of your screen. It's up to the soldiers now to work their way forward and get a better position to take him on. Now, if he returns fire, he could easily kill one of them with a single shot. And so they're going to protect themselves as best they can by hunkering down behind the cover that they've got.
They're falling back.
Apparently, the floater didn't care for the odds he was facing, and he's moved farther away. But Green is having none of that. He is moving forward in hot pursuit. And just like that, 2 aliens are down. But before we start celebrating, it should be noted we don't even know how many more are still in the area. With no aliens in sight, the soldiers revert to their normal routine, moving forward in small increments, and then protecting themselves by going on overwatch in case any patrols come to them. And speaking of alien patrols, and Marino knocks one out of the sky with a beautiful bit of shooting. Once again, one of those 2 floaters was able to escape the initial volley of fire and move back to a safer location. Rather than charge in after him, they're going to sit tight and see if he'll come to them. And the plan was a success. He has in fact shown himself. Unfortunately, that sound was the first civilian of the day dying.
Negative ammo. I'm spent.
Marino put a good dent in him, but couldn't quite finish him off. So it's up to Green to move forward and see what he can do. Unfortunately, even though he had an excellent shot, he couldn't quite hit the target. But the XCOMers are determined to finish him off right now. So King moves up and delivers the coup de grace.
Not a problem anymore.
With a break in the action, the soldiers take the opportunity to reload.
Reloaded.
Back in.
This negates any hope we had of establishing a clear pattern of behavior among the alien species. This specimen is nothing like the others.
It looks like it's a good thing that some of the soldiers reloaded while they had the chance, because now they're facing two new aliens of a type they've never seen before.
As unprofessional as it sounds, the bite seems to have turned him into a zombie.
Well, I guess I stand corrected. They're fighting two aliens they've never seen before and a zombie.
You're clear. Go.
They're not close enough to open fire, and in no particular hurry to rush toward aliens whose capabilities they don't know. So with the exception of Green, who needs to reload, the rest of them will be positioning themselves as best they can and going on Overwatch in hopes of, quite frankly, cutting to pieces the first thing that comes anywhere near them. And Marino and King team up to turn that bug into nothing but a little smear on the ground. If Marino is at all troubled or disturbed by the fact that he is now shooting at a zombie, it's pretty hard to tell. When all is said and done, he put that thing down just like everything else they've ever faced.
Oh, yeah.
Nonetheless, there is still one more alien at least out there, and they cannot afford to let their guard down.
Scanning.
Roger. I've got my eyes on.
And here he is making his move.
That is not good.
So one of the soldiers managed to give him a severe wound, but unfortunately they have left him alive and dangerous. And now we see that there's also a second zombie approaching, so they are definitely not out of danger yet. The soldiers do a sort of round-robin check to see who has the best chance to hit what. In the end, I'd look for them to focus fire on the alien rather than the zombie, because he is the more urgent threat. And LaFave is doing exactly that, but she is high and left. And King follows that up with a clean miss. And now Jacob. So this is starting to get a little bit tricky here. we're down to just a couple of more soldiers who are going to be able to shoot before this thing has a chance to attack.
Kill confirmed.
But fortunately, green saves the day. And given the fact that Marino, the sole soldier who did not shoot, was actually out of ammo, that shot was even more timely than I thought. And as strange as it sounds to say, that leaves us with the one zombie. Marino delivers a hail of bullets to the face. And with the zombie softened up, they're going to try to give the rookie the honor of his first kill.
Taken care of.
Excellent work. All objectives complete.
And Jacobs did manage to get his first kill. The crew managed to save 16 out of the 18 civilians, which seems like a strong performance overall, although I'm sure it's no consolation to the families of the 2 who were lost. But just when everything seems to be going well,
We've got another contact. The signature is a little bigger this time, though.
they literally have not even made it home yet when a UFO is spotted over North America. Unfortunately, the commander has yet to place any planes there, so they cannot intercept it. Now, we'll get back to that UFO momentarily, but first we have some promotions to attend to. Green is first up and will receive specialized training to make the aliens miss him more often with their fire. Sergeant Marino will now have the ability to suppress enemies, reducing their chance to hit anything. Lefebvre is now made lieutenant and will undergo additional medical training to revive any soldiers who might be critically injured in the field. King performed very well on that mission and will join Green in the assault class. In no small part due to the kill he got at the very end of the mission, Jacobs has also been promoted and assigned as a support class. But now that the soldiers are back and that business is taken care of, it's time for the commander to address that UFO that was flying unchallenged over North America. Unfortunately, the situation goes from bad to worse all too quickly. The people of the United States panic because the UFO is left unchallenged, and then a second one shows up and begins a scanning operation of some sort, and it doesn't take long before we find out why. They destroy the satellite over the U.S. The one bright spot is that the commander did already have 3 satellites ready to launch. He'll use all 3 on North America to provide a complete coverage there, as well as to bring the panic level in the United States back down to a manageable level. He also immediately orders a new satellite to replace the one that was shot down by the UFO. With the satellite sorted out to the best of his ability, he begins construction on a new power generator. Days later, the council gives him his report card, and they were mostly happy, but not so much about the lost satellite or escaped UFOs. Dr. Vallon finishes her research on heavy lasers. Unfortunately, he does not have enough alien alloys on hand to manufacture any. The commander's first priority for research was more powerful weapons. With that out of the way, now he'll turn to alien materials in an attempt to develop more protective armor for the soldiers. But that plan hits a wrinkle when he does not have enough alloys to pursue the armor research. So as a stopgap, he'll go after xenobiology instead. And finally, almost 2 weeks after the terror mission, a new round of abductions occurs. It doesn't take long to evaluate his options and choose to go to Brazil, hoping to get 4 engineers that he will need if he's going to construct another satellite uplink. Once again, the soldiers answer the alarm and a squad is assembled for takeoff. This is easily the strongest group yet assembled for a mission, and hopefully they'll be just as successful as the last time. That will be all for this rather eventful episode.
That's where we're going next.
Thank you for watching, and please join us next time.